Too many Americans are storing cash in a non-prudent investment. In this educational episode, I'm going to address this is not a prudent investment, but chances are you are making the investment that I'm talking about. Get ready. So I'm Doug Andrew, and I've been helping thousands of Americans optimize assets, minimize taxes, and empower what I call their authentic wealth now for just about 5 decades. So I've been around the block. I started in 1974. I'm 70 years old right now, and I love writing and speaking and teaching. Thank you for viewing this channel. There's a lot of educational episodes on this channel, so consider subscribing or posting a comment. But in this episode, I want to address what a lot of people, when I share the slides I'm going to go through in just a moment, they just get this, the blood drains out of their face sometimes, okay? So are you ready? How much would you invest in this following investment that I'm going to describe the features, okay? You determine the amount and length of time for monthly contributions to continue into this investment. So far, so good? Well, you can pay more than the minimum monthly contribution, but you can't pay less. You have to pay at least the minimum amount, okay? Is that still okay? Well, if you attempt to pay less, the financial institution keeps all of your previous contributions. I don't like that. Do you? The money deposited in the account is not safe from loss of principal, meaning if I put in money into there, whether it's 100,000, 10,000, or 1,000 a month, I can lose the principal, what I put in there. It's not safe from loss of principal. And so that is not very attractive to me. But some people say, well, money in the stock market is like that. But the market always comes back. Okay. Well, each contribution you make to this investment actually results in less safety. The more you put into this investment, the less safe it becomes. What? I don't like this. The money in the account is not liquid. In other words, I can't get it just anytime I want. I can't just go grab the money. I have to wait for the perfect conditions and hope I qualify, or that I can sell the asset for what we thought it was worth, a year before, whatever. So it's not liquid. It would take sometimes days, months, or years, or maybe it's gone because you don't have safety of principal. This isn't looking good. Are you beginning to figure out the investment I'm talking about? Stay with me. The money in the account earns a 0% rate of return. 0%? What kind of an investment is this? Yeah, it earns a 0% rate of return. Why would you invest in something that earns 0%? Your income tax liability increases every time you make a contribution. You're raising the tax liability every time you make a contribution into this investment. This is horrible, okay? But when the plan is fully funded, okay, and you've got all the money in it, there's no income paid out to you. Do you think that's a prudent investment? Now, whenever I ask audiences this, they go, no. Now, most of the audience has gotten it. Those who don't, and if you haven't, what is this? I just described your home, your house, your real estate, the mortgage on that. See, a lot of people don't understand that every time that you are making a contribution against a mortgage on your property, you're increasing your tax liability, okay? You're killing your tax deduction in the process because you can tax deduct that interest. And every time you put it in there, it becomes less liquid and safe because the only way you can get it back is to sell your property or to refinance it if you get into trouble because you give it to them and if you paid $100,000 against your house in a windfall because you got a windfall, and the next day you lost your job and got disabled, the next mortgage payment is still due. You can't call up the mortgage company and say, hey, I think I'm 5 years ahead. I gave you $100,000 against my mortgage. They'll go, fat chance. Your next mortgage is due. And if you go 3 months in a row without a mortgage payment, we're going to foreclose on this trust deed. It doesn't matter how much equity or how much extra you've paid. So think about it. Now, let me ask you another question here that I ask audiences for many, many years. I usually carry a $100 bill here in my little notebook or money clip. So let's say I take out this $100 bill and I bury it in a tin can in my backyard. Okay. Is this $100 bill buried in a tin can in my backyard liquid? Can I get it when I need it? Well, yeah, as long as I can remember where I buried it. Okay. Is it safe? Is this $100 bill buried in the tin can safe? And a lot of people say, well, as long as my wife doesn't know where I buried it. Okay. So we all agree that it's probably liquid and it's probably safe. The third question is this $100 bill buried in a tin can in my backyard earning a rate of return? This should be a no-brainer. No. In fact, it's probably doing what? It's losing value because of inflation. Okay. So my next question is this. What is the difference between a $100 bill buried in a tin can in my backyard and the hundreds and thousands of dollars that we tie up in the bricks, mortar, wood, and foundation of our houses? When we have all this equity, we put in these huge down payments, we send extra principal payments. What's the difference? Do you understand what I'm talking about? Real estate equity is not liquid. It does not pass the liquidity test. It is not safe. That can go down in value, and it is not earning a rate of return because the house or the real estate property is going to go up in value, appreciate, or depreciate, go down in value, regardless of whether it is mortgaged to the hilt or free and clear. But if I keep my equity separated, then I have liquidity and safety, and I can earn a predictable rate of return. How? Hey, I would love for you to learn how to do that because for years, by keeping my real estate equity separated, I've usually borrowed at an average of about 4.5%. Tax-deductible interest on rental properties in a 33% bracket. That's a net cost of 3%. I save $15,000 in tax in a 33% bracket on every $45,000 of interest I pay on $1 million mortgage. Okay, so it's a net cost of 3%. So it's costing me $30,000. Now that's not a cost to me. I understand how money works. It's a benefit. And so the $30,000 that I'm paying net on $1 million, but I keep the $1 million over in a laser fund. The laser fund is where I keep my money for liquidity, safety, and earning predictable rates of return. And I've averaged over over 10%, 10.07, I was going to say to be exact, compounded net internal rates of return, tax-free, just rounded down to 9. So on every $1 million, I'm making 90,000 compound interest tax-free. And that's even before it starts compounding. The net cost is 30,000. Would you hire an employee for 30 grand that made you an extra 90 grand? Would you buy a widget machine for 30,000 that made you an extra 90,000? I'll do that all day long. That's called a 300% return, okay, on equipment cost or employment cost. So if you want to learn about this laser fund that I've been talking about, I can show you where you can claim a free copy. This is my 11th book. It's been flying off of my warehouse shelves. It's co-authored by my 2 sons. And they are specialists in tax minimization and asset optimization. And this is actually 2 books in one. And it's been extremely popular because this side is about 200 pages, 14 chapters with all kinds of charts and graphs and explanations if you're a left brain learner. If you're a right brain learner, you learn more by stories and examples. You flip it over to this one. This is about 100 pages, 12 chapters with 62 actual client stories. If you want to use your right brain and left brain, you can read both books. But here is the offer. This is not about me. This is about you. And so you can go to Amazon and purchase the book for $20 and pay shipping and handling. If you do that, thank you. But I'll gift you a copy. And so you simply go to laserfund.com, laserfund.com, or click on the link below. You contribute a nominal amount towards the shipping and handling. I'll cover the rest of that cost, and I'll pay for the book. I'll fire out a hard copy via priority mail. And while you're in there claiming your free copy, if you like to listen and learn, watch and learn, check out the audio and video formats, check out the educational webinars that are free. We teach on a regular basis. You can register for one of those. You can even schedule an appointment to talk to an IUL specialist that I oversee that can show you some illustrations of how a laser fund may work for you so that you will make more prudent investments with your serious cash.